fashionably late. That's fair. What's up, guys? We're working on the delay and getting used to it. Je pense qu'il faut que tu mutes ça, parce que ça va faire un genre d'écho. Okay.
I'll be better like this so we can see what we are doing. There we go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Cool.
What's up, everyone?
The professional streamers. Yeah, definitely. The most professional streamers ever. Cool. So we managed to set up the VHS so we can record the session.
Can everybody hear us fine?
Yeah. 1, 2, check. Are you good?
Too low, too loud? There's going to be a delay, so.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Right, so we have a little bit like maybe a 5-10 second delay. So when you ask your questions, we'll reply. If we look like we're doing nothing at one point, well, it's because
we're waiting.
We're waiting. The lag is coming in. This, like we said, the first stream. So the next ones we'll try to make a little bit better.
Yeah, and then we're trying to read the comments at the same time. So okay, cool. So I guess since it's the first one and we're not sure yet how it's going to be structured along the way, this one is going to be more like freestyle. We have some bullet points we just we want to get through, so we can have like give you a good overview of what happened since the Kickstarter. I think we can start with thanks everyone for the Kickstarter.
Yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
It's a bit late, but that time was like live thanks. It's really cool. It's been quite a ride. It's been extremely demanding, a lot more than I expected on my end. It was really cool, but there were so many things happening and landing on us at the same time, trying to make the game at the same time as feeding you, making sure it was a success. There were lots of things happening, like interviews and articles and journalists, and everything was super cool. But as soon as we've hit December 21st, it was a needed shutdown to just take some good rest, have some good time with the family. It was really cool.
We took a few days. I kept sending out, any of you who didn't get the actual link to the demo, Kickstarter demo, it was sent out to everybody. So if there's still some people who haven't received the link, just check your Kickstarter messages, because that's where we sent it through. We didn't send it through your emails directly. Yeah. So make sure that you all go check your Kickstarter messages, because that's where the link was sent to. If you still don't see it in your Kickstarter messages, then message us back and we'll send it again.
Cool. So all right. So I've put some bullet points on my phone here of things we wanted to share with you guys regarding what happened since the Kickstarter ended. First, there was a lot of bureaucratic things to figure out to receive the money, making sure that the bank account was fine and everything. So there was a lot of paperwork at the beginning of the year, so it was painful but needed. So all right, so let's go with the first one. As you know, we started looking for new employees, which is great. We found 2, one artist and one programmer. Super cool.
They started with us this week.
Yep.
So they'll help us. They're both junior at this moment, so they'll be helping us with a lot of work that's left to be done on the session. So those are our first, dev team employees. We will be looking for other people to join the team, especially, as you all know, the replay editor.
Yeah.
We're still looking for the resource for that one, the programmer.
Yeah. And on my side, the new employee is going to help me on building the banks and making sure that it's working well on Xbox One and it has a good frame rate and everything. It's still on par with the art direction we want to have and everything. Yeah,
Thank you, Dan.
I felt it was like maybe too much like to have two session t-shirts, so I decided to go with my good old Trasher t-shirt instead. I knew it was going to represent the project. Okay, cool. So yeah, so this is the first thing. It's super cool. We're super happy. On Rob is the new artist. Is doing really great so far. It's really cool. Super nice guy. Even if he's French from France, super nice guy anyway. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, the only thing I would say is we're expecting to find folks a bit earlier. It took like an extra month and a half maybe to find the right persons. But it's cool. You know, it's we better wait, making sure that we have the right person to work with us and make sure that they're as excited as us and as inspired as us to make the game. So yeah, so good thing. There's another one in the pipe right now. We're still in the interview to hire a second artist that should be like joining us maybe in March, something like this, hopefully.
And
yeah.
another programmer.
And
Another
exactly.
programmer. The other programmer might be just contract based. This is for the video editor, so we want to make sure we get a senior developer, and we might be going to look for like consultants with a lot of experience with Unreal and that kind of functionality. So that one's taking time too. We want to make sure we get this feature right for you guys. So when you get into your hands, obviously it'll be an iterative process. So the first version you'll get, we want your feedback, your comments, and then we'll come back and add whatever missing features are there, the changes to whatever feedback you guys gave. So that's what we want to do throughout the whole early access.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of feature we want to add to the replay editor, but we want to make sure that this is the kind of feature you guys like first. So expect to have like maybe a more bare bone replay editor early, just because we want to make sure that you get the right feedback and we're not spending time on stuff you won't use. Cool. So second point, and this is also a really cool point as well. We have a community manager. Yay! So it's over. Like no more broken English from me. We finally have someone to help and making sure that I can still make the game and make cool animations. So it's really cool, and I think it's someone you guys know kind of well. No, is the instigator of the eggplant. Is the OG. He's actually the Nips. The Nips is going to help us. Working with the private server where all the Kickstarter guys will be able to join with us and discuss onto the new features and everything. So it's really cool. He's a nice guy. I think he's a perfect fit for us because he's really represents the kind of the vibe we like to have, how serious we are and everything. I love to hear like those English jokes. I don't know, like super nice guy, really laid back, chill out, and really friendly. So I think it's a great fit. And so far he's doing a great job. So thanks, Nips. We know you're there. We don't know where, but yeah, super cool. So he's going to help us part-time for now and see how things goes. And from there we'll see how everything goes. Do we need to have him like more involved or everything? So yeah, so super cool.
So yeah, to segue, he's been helping us pretty much set up Discord.
Yeah,
that's where we'll be doing our private developer forum. So we will be sending out the links and information for all of you who backed session and who actually have access to the dev forum up. And so you should give you all information to be able to get the link, go into the private forums and servers. It's up and running. So within the next few days, hopefully that'll be into your hands, so you guys could start getting into there and sending in feedback and taking part of the community.
Yeah, exactly. And and just to make sure that we don't want to start like dividing and always creating a new platform for everything about the game. Or no, we know Reddit is doing a great job. We also know that Discord session is doing a great job as well. So we just want to make sure that the creature Discord is actually going to be something related to the development of the game itself, and a good way to share and discuss with the Kickstarter backers. This is how we see it right now. So yeah, I saw like a bunch of questions popping in the chat, and this is cool. And this is going to be part of the second half of the stream. So we're going to end with the updates of everything that's been done and what's coming up. And after this, we'll jump onto maybe like a half an hour update thing. So
It
cool.
was a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, yeah. We all have mechanical keyboard. I think it's way better. Cool. So, all right. So what's next? This is really cool. This is a really cool one. I love it. Vince already managed to make the game working on Xbox One, so it's really cool. We we cannot really show it. It's
Yeah, right now.
yeah, we don't have the right to show it.
But yeah, so
But
basically,
it works.
it works. We,
Yeah.
we got our Unreal Xbox, developer engine, and we were able to ship it onto the Xbox One. It's really cool, fun to play on the Xbox One. There's some work
Yeah.
to get it
Yeah.
nice and smooth, but I mean, the good part, there's a big part done, which was getting it shipped and playable on the Xbox One. I mean, Unreal does most of the job for us. Obviously, it's an engine that supports multiple platforms, so but it was still. At least we know that, and we will be working with the Xbox One version, and obviously the XGP will be coming out at the same time as the Steam Early Access, so we plan on having them come out simultaneously.
Yeah, which is kind of why we decided to put our effort as soon as we could to make the game work on Xbox One. So yeah, so the good news is I saw like how is it performing. The Endor Park is doing fine, not the banks.
Not the banks, no.
Yeah, I know you guys. Some of you managed to dig in some old packages of the Prism level. Don't worry, this is like the banks is way more different than what you landed on thing. It's actually fairly close to what we have on the image background there. This is actually like 100% game. Can we shrink it? Anyway, like this image. So this is how it looks right now.
Like that image.
Exactly. But the thing is, yeah, it looks cool, but it's not running that well on Xbox One. So we're working on optimizing and refactoring everything to make sure that we have a steady, cool FPS. So yeah, so that's it for Xbox One.
Just a side note, we are expecting hopefully to get Xbox One X dev kits. So ideally, we would like to have the version even for early access running in 4K, also on Xbox One X. Not so sure about HDR. HDR probably won't happen, at least not for the first early access version, but hopefully if we can get our hands on the Xbox One X dev kits soon enough, we'll have a 4K version for Xbox One X and PC, if you have a strong enough PC video card.
So yeah, this is definitely something we're looking at, Xbox One X.
I'm not a cat person, by the way. It's just...
He is.
No, I have a dog.
All right, cool. So next one. Yeah, some stuff we started working on. So this is what we've done, and this is what we'll be doing. So this month, we're in a good state of optimize. We started optimizing the project even more for Xbox One. So this is where we're at. So Rob and I are currently working on making sure that the banks are clean and we can keep building on for early access. So this is our side. After this, as I was saying, we're still looking for an additional artist and programmer. So it's going to be half dev, half finding the right guy. After this.
Yeah, this month has been a lot of, let's say, paperwork and company related stuff. We really want to get everything's set up, and we're going to be up and running as of February, which we are now in.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like, the grunt work, and also like Marc-André was saying, getting session and the project, cleaned up and optimized and ready to start working on it, and just move on and add the new features and development for the next months until early access. But so there wasn't so much progress in terms of actual dev this month on, I mean, we did manage to clean up the project a lot. I started working on a prototype for the video editor, really quick prototyping.
We can show it, but it's...
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool. So.
And Chris, which is the other programmer, he started working on customization. And before everybody gets all excited about customization, this is not the customization that was promised as a stretch goal feature. It's very like condensed customization, and this is so we can actually have the logos and the shirts and the skates for the backers. Yeah. that sponsored for the sponsor me.
Yeah, exactly. The sponsor me and the branded. Actually, we have a couple of backers there, so in order to deliver the promise, we need to have at least a basic customization mode, so we can like have the t-shirts and everything. So at least we're gonna have this. Also, to add on this, because I think it's kind of a cool portion of the stream to talk about this. Last month's been a lot into finding more funds as well.
Yeah.
As you notice, there's a lot of stretch goals still in there, so we still want to make them because I think it's really important to have like this big session experience as we imagine it. So we still look for funds. Hope it's going to go well.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
We're going to keep looking for funds and make sure that we get sessions to your hands. And obviously, don't worry about it. You're getting the early access. You're getting what we promised. It's just
this is safe.
We just want to secure all the development and make sure we get all the people on board and make sure it's even better than.
Yeah, more of the city, more features, more everything than what you were going to have with the early access. So I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else?
What was the
new employee?
No, I think that's for the update part.
Yeah, for the update, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so like I was saying, like most of the paperwork is done, like the New Year business paperwork. So finally over. This is great. So yeah, so I guess we can start the Q&A earlier than suppose.
We can look.
You guys done with this? Like,
let's look at
throw
any questions.
If you're down. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll.
The infamous PS4 question. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
It's the same as it always was. I mean, for now we're focusing on PC and Xbox One, and once we get to our V1, we're not close to the idea of going on other platforms, but that's all we can say for now. I mean, we can't confirm or deny or any PS4 versions. Right now it's PC, Xbox One.
Yeah.
I saw there was a question for Mac too. Mac, PS4. Well, yeah, we might look into Mac also, but for now, main focus PC, Xbox One.
Yeah.
Are we secretly making Half-Life 3? No.
No. But I heard they were making Half-Life 4.
Yeah. Let's see here. By the way, we're going back up the questions on live chat. So, your people with your favorite subreddit are using Unreal 4 Engine, Linux Mac port again. Is there a chance for a Linux Mac port? Same thing. Obviously we're using Unreal, yes. So there could be definitely a Mac or a Linux port. As to when, don't know yet. Let's see here. Thanks. The game is very choppy. Somehow now has enough stability for me to run. So yeah, that's kind of like I say in line with
Yeah.
what Matt Gandhi, you know, when we talked about Xbox One, when we did this, you know, the demo and the Kickstarter demo, we have fairly powerful PCs, so we haven't really put any focus on, you know, optimizing anything
Yeah.
and making sure it runs as fast as possible and, you know, the most optimized textures, meshes, whatnot. So there is a process to this. We will be doing that. So that's why we threw in like the graphic settings that you see were like last minute, you know, almost like the day before we released the demo. We said we might as well just do some really quick graphic setting in case people don't have powerful machines. And I know they're very, very limited, and worry or not, like we will have more in-depth graphic settings
Yeah.
as development goes on.
Yeah. We know also like some folks wanted to add some extra options into the prototype demo. We could have actually. It's kind of my bad. I forgot to share this. My fault. Like throw me rocks. Sorry for this. We could have, but at the same time, you know, it was a prototype, something really like we just want to make you try the game. I have a feeling of the controls, and that's pretty much it. On my end, I preferred spending more time into making the Endo part cool. It wasn't supposed to be as big. Um, when we started to build the Endo, the V2 was just supposed to be kind of an additional section to the prison, and then we felt it was kind of cheap, boring. So we started to add some more modules here and there, and then we started to think about, you know, we're getting really close to the vert update, and oh, that'd be cool to have this section where it's going to be like the vert ramp. And so we decided to start building, and once again it started to grow bigger than planned. Um, but anyhow, I think it was cool to make a cooler map. We really appreciate that you guys supported us. So I was happy to give something more fresh than just a mashup of the two map that was already out. So yeah.
So yeah, so we do realize that the game might be choppy on some lower end PCs. We're going to obviously optimize it and make better settings, graphic settings. So we want it to run on as many PCs as possible. And, you know, we know the Xbox One already is not as powerful as, like, you know, a good gamer PC. So we will have
Yeah.
to do some optimization there anyways.
So I would say this is a good news.
Yes.
Because since we're running both, and the Xbox One is less performant than the usual like gaming PC, it forces us to optimize a lot more. So it's going to have a way better impact on the PC version. That's for sure. So the choppiness should go away with the progress.
Yeah. Okay, I'm scrolling down the wrong window here.
Okay, let's seems to some switch flip backtail in the stream. I don't get this one. Sorry. Hi, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, we're just going through. There's a lot of
scrubbing. Would be hilarious if someone was from Black Box. No, I think that.
Where do you see that?
Thanks. Yeah, Brandon.
Okay, yeah.
No, we're not from Brandon. From Black Box. We do respect the studio, the defunct studio, but no, we're not.
Next, we'll start hiring early access. Okay, that's not a question.
Okay.
And yes, we were fashionably late.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're getting close to the end. Hold on.
Cool.
Will the demo be available on Mac before the beta comes out on the Xbox One? The first version to come out on Xbox will not be the beta. It'll be just like it'll be the Xbox game preview, which is the equivalent to early access. The beta will come later. That's after a few major early access updates. So will we have a Mac version demo before then? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's compiling and trying to get it to run on a Mac, but again, you know, we don't have the Mac hardware here with us to actually try that, so we can't guarantee that you'll actually have. We would have a Mac version before we get to the Xbox One version. Okay, we saw that one already.
Cool, cool.
Will there be native PS4 controller support added? Yes, that's the plan. I mean, we'd like to have, you know, native PS4 control support, for PC support as much controls as possible. We internally right now we use Xbox One and Xbox 360 controllers, but we know a lot of you are using PS4 controllers, so
yeah, I think it's fair to say that the early access version, we're going to spend more time into making sure that the game works on several controllers, not just the Xbox. So right now, since it's a prototype, no, we didn't want to put too much effort into supporting like dozens of controllers. And this might change in over time. But yeah, at least no support couples of different controllers.
yeah, and there are ways right now you can get the PS4 controller working, obviously not natively, but using like the DS4 tools and such.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we contact
Radio Talbot?
Radio Talbot for an interview? I imagine this is from
No, yeah,
Quebec.
yeah.
This is a question from Quebec here.
No, we didn't. Sorry.
Would you like to explain who Talbot is?
Talbot is a kind of a more local journalist, game journalist.
Yeah.
At this point, I
At
think
this
we can
point,
say,
yeah.
He had a TV show that was working well back in the days. Now I think he's only streaming. But no, we didn't. Actually, we didn't get approached by any of the local, other than one guy, maybe one or two guys.
Yeah.
Cool. That's okay. Ça c'est bon. I think we can go.
Have any chance?
Any
chance having turning with the analog stick as a control option?
No. I think at this point it's about time so we're clear. We love the controls, and we're not planning into making any like Tony Hawk like controls or skate like controls. I think this is pretty much the core of Session. I think this is a portion of why Session is awesome. It's because the controls are cool, and I think like as an overall thing, we proved that the concept was solid and fun, so we keep going that way. That being said, we'll still put effort onto a more simplified version, but our main focus will always be the hardcore controls. We're planning into adding more features on the way, like catching, flipping mechanics, but this will always be the default features, and if you want to have an easier experience, you will be able to check that off into the option menu. So sorry guys if you were expecting Skate 4. We're not EA, we're not Black Box. We love Skate franchise, but we're not going to make Skate 4. It's Session. I think it's an awesome project, and it belongs to become like his own thing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. I thought that the prototype builds will be there before the early access and Steam early access. Yes, there will be prototype builds. There will be dev builds from here till the release of early access. Don't worry about it. That's still a plan. You know, as soon as we have some dev builds to share with you guys.
Cool updates,
cool updates. Yeah, you will be getting those, so don't worry. That's still the plan. like as you know, as you saw, as you heard from what we said before, this month was you know, fairly business oriented month, so we were just getting things together. It was not as, let's say, productive development wise, but we're getting back into it, and we're back on the, you know, on the bandwagon, the dev bandwagon right now. So
Yep.
so that
Finally.
finally, yes, because
yeah, I think we started to get like sad.
yeah, this
and
is
oh shit.
get our hands
Excel
back
work
into it
again.
because yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, it's
Cool.
still, don't worry, you will be getting dev updates before early access and Xbox XGP.
Okay.
More texture crunching.
Did you say you're looking for another dev? What language and whatnot?
Wait, hold on. There's a multiplayer. Okay. There's a multiplayer. Yes, multiplayer was a stretch goal. As mentioned before, you know, we do want to make all those features. That's the reason they were on the Kickstarter page. That's the reason we put them in the stretch goal. We wanted to have that smaller amount to guarantee stuff, and then after that, to make multiplayer, we need, you know, money, unfortunately. So we are still looking for funds, like we mentioned before. Will the game come? Will the first version be single player only? Well, that will depend if we find funding to actually make the multiplayer, or if we get funding during the early access to actually start developing.
Or the early access sell well.
Yeah, if the early access sells well and we get the funding for multiplayer, then yeah, we will definitely be trying to put in the multiplayer for the final version. So it's not. Let's say the fat lady hasn't sung yet. The features are still there pending, but they're not official. Like multiplayer is not official at the moment.
Yeah. What's official right now is what you guys got from the Kickstarter. So yeah, so the video editor, replay, sharing mode, video editing, and the party pack, and the vert, and the vert.
Yeah, and the vert.
So that's what's
official. And the obviously all the skating.
Yeah,
it's all the skating.
Yeah. What you have there
fixed, much prettier, much better. Plus like whatever missing, you know, the grabs,
better physics,
rotation,
more complete grinds, and everything.
Exactly. So. So are we looking for another dev? Yes, we are looking for another dev. Obviously, he has to have Unreal experience, language C++, and obviously since Unreal blueprints, but very strong C++ skills and Unreal experience.
So, on my side, it's a more technical artist with good knowledge of Unreal, has couples of projects under his belt, so we can have like this efficient workflow that we can branch to the project, because Session is a really ambitious game, so we have to be super wise into how we're making things, otherwise we're gonna be fucked. Yep, cool.
It's no swearing on these streams.
Oh yeah, it's unlisted, it's fine.
Yeah.
And there's no ads to it, so YouTube shouldn't complain. Yeah, we're going to sell the videos, like tons of ads. Every 5 minutes, there's going to be like this soap ad, car ad, and you're going to make us make lots of money with ads. Cool. All right. So, is there any other questions?
This is, if you win the lotto, if Michel Tremblay, if he wins the lotto, we should have some money. Cool.
Cool. Thanks,
so
man.
Hopefully we'll get to, yeah.
We have it on video. It's a proof. So if you win, we'll be there. We'll be there. Cool. So, Buddy Boy show.
Hold on.
Fuck monetization. Yeah, totally. I think we agree on this. I think like abusive monetization is a plague in the video game industry right now. Cool. Sean Morrison, has there been any skate industry interest like from major brand trash in DC? We haven't started yet, simply because we want to make sure that the game is there and they can see this is cool. So after early access, and also we have to keep in mind that if there's a brand that jumps in, it will be also a matter of he wants to make money, and we're not yet we haven't stated anything into are we going to put monetization or not. Are we going to sell stuff? We don't know yet, so we'll see. It's going to depend also on your feedback, guys, because yeah, if a big brand comes in, he will probably want some money of it, and this has to be dealt. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So we're not close, definitely not close into having like cool brands, but this is something that should happen in between early access and V1. It's something that we'll probably negotiate and try to get later on during the early access. Right now it's too early. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Once early access releases on Steam and pre-orders are possible, I think you'll be able to reach a way higher goal. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah.
But to do this, the V1, like the early access version 1, has to be really cool and,
Yep.
and really solid, because yeah, we don't want to be the people to have this vibe of a crappy game at early access. It can shut down the whole thing. Cool. So is there another question? Are we getting character custom? I think we already answered this. Some kind of the character customization we're going to build for now is not like it was supposed to be if we had reached the stretch goal.
Yeah.
But there will still be a customization method for the game.
Yeah, very something simple.
Yeah, something more simple. Cool. Come skate Taz tonight. I wish.
Wait, can we have the hardest part about enjoying the current build is the speed. Can we have options to customize the speed, like how you would change bearings? That is a feature that will come eventually. I mean, some of the actual customization won't be purely aesthetics, but will actually affect gameplay.
Yeah.
So when that's coming, we can't say right now exactly when that will be there, whether that will be there for the first early access version or not either.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in the pipeline, in the backlog. So yes.
Something we can say also is bear in mind that this prototype, lots of things are going to change.
Yeah.
The speed is going to change probably like several times. Sometimes we'll feel like it's too slow. Right now it feels like it's kind of muddy. This is already something we're looking at. The reverse or being triggered way too easily right now. So this is something that's going to be edited over time. So don't take anything you have there as
like final. It's not.
Yeah, exactly, final. So it's going to change.
Yeah, we're constantly tweaking the values and changing the values and playing with it. And then obviously as the build's get into your hands and we get your feedback, they will also change again. So from now to early access, and even from early access to V1, the game, might change a few times. There might be builds we push out and you guys feel it's too slow, too fast, or no, we jumped not as high. But we're working on it, right? We're trying to make it as realistic but as fun as possible. So it's finding that sweet spot, which will be difficult.
Same thing for grinds, for rotations and everything. Like rotations right now, it's probably like the lowest expression you can have.
Yeah.
As a rotation mechanic, there's a lot of cool features that's coming up. The winding up, having like proper speed, momentum, and all these things are coming. Same thing for grinds. Right now, some grinds are super easy to grab. Some others, like you can really struggle just because you feel like it doesn't connect. We're going to work a lot more into making this a lot more realistic in the way that your grind is going to lock at some point, but it's not going to be a magnet lock like it is right now. There's going to be a lot of things that is going to change on those nodes too. So if you feel like it's too arcadey, like once you've locked the grind, you're there forever. Yeah, for now it is the case, but it's not as designed. Cool. Add more speed to this cake. Yeah, we'll try to find, but Francisco, something we can talk about the speed is, for example, this is something that takes a lot more effort than just like, no, I could change the speed right there, but the thing is, if I put the character going just a bit too fast, for example, the banks, all the stair sets becomes way too easy to clear. You overclear mostly everything, so there's this really tricky fine balance into finding the right speed, the right height, the right jump, and everything. So it's going to be like really an iterative process.
If there will be skills so you can learn higher ollies or faster pushing. Yes, I think we pretty much answered that. There will be a feature. I think that was actually in the Kickstarter page.
Yeah.
We talked about that
Yeah,
skater
maybe
progression.
we can talk further more about this.
Yeah, skater progression. I guess you can take that one if you want.
Okay. So there's not going to be any kind of point-based thing. Imagine like your skater is let's say like he's starting at 80% of his potential, and the more you're doing ollies, the more he gets better. So the 80% goes to 100%. So he's like everyone who skates, and if you keep doing like ollies nonstop, and he gets better, so it kind of goes like 110%. And from there, he gets an edge, so he can ollie higher, he can flip faster and everything. But the concept behind this is if you stop playing for maybe a month and a half, your 100% is going back to 110 is going back to 100%. So you go back to the default skill set. So this implies that if you're doing like your a 3-flip king, you 3-flip everything, you'll probably end up being able to 3-flip as high as you would varial flip. Catching your board will probably end up being easier because the skill system is going to kind of open the range of the landing. It's going to be easier to catch the board. You'll have a better control into the flip speed, things like this. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So
Yep.
there's no point. There's no like you do not unlock tricks. You have them. It's going to be more a matter of will you be able to do them as high, as fast, as easy as the others. That's the basic concept right now.
Are you guys working on animation blending so the tricks will flow into each other a bit more smoothly?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Right now, like there's a lot. Pretty much everything is placeholder.
Yeah.
I think I've spent a little bit more love into the pushing, the regular push. I think that's pretty much it. All the other tricks like feet or clipping through, there's not much transition. It's just like a bunch of tricks in animation that I've pasted there. Most of the grinds are based on the same animation that I just changed the pose, just because now this 2-stick controls was so depending into having like the widest variety of control to make it feel good, that we wanted to make sure that we had all the grinds and mostly all the flip tricks, like the most popular ones. So yeah.
Yes, so we will be working on making it much smoother and much, fluid experience. Yeah.
There's tons of experience of work to be done.
Oh yeah. We're nowhere near finished on that regards.
Mm-hmm.
So do we use DirectX? Vulcan, yes, we're using DirectX. Also, have you tried SDL2 for controls? Right now, we're just using the generic Unreal stuff. We haven't gone into any native stuff, anything that's more like hardware based or specific libs. So we're focusing mainly on the game, on making the experience, and after that, we've seen questions to get like native PS4 controllers for, so forth and so on. We will be, hopefully as the team grows, maybe eventually we'll get somebody, more technical programmers to help, to make sure we get the smoothest, best experience optimized for whatever platform or hardware we're using it or sessions running on. But currently, the main focus is getting session running and obviously having the best experience in your hands as much as possible.
I'm gonna.
Oops. Did it go down too much?
Did I want to?
I think you. Oh, no, okay. That's
yeah,
it.
no, I think it's.
I think it's too easy to do reverts. Yes.
Yeah.
We know also. That was when we put in that feature. We played a little bit with it, and we know that we didn't have as much time as we would have liked to tweak it and make it. But we didn't play with the settings as much as we wanted.
Yeah.
We implemented it. We tried. We were testing it, but yes, we needed to have a little bit more testing before we released it out. But don't worry, that's going to change too.
Yeah, right now you can also revert from pretty much every height as well. So you can do like this crazy 20 feet high gap and then revert. It doesn't make that much sense. So this is going to have an impact also in the experience. I see GL. Can you confirm pressure flips at some point in the game? Way too many people are doubting session will have it. Yeah, we've talked about this. The cool news is we have mocap of pressure flips, a crazy amount of pressure flips, like every pocket, switch, fakie, nully. This is really cool. So we have lots of pressure flips. Will there be in early access one? Probably not. Probably not. But they are there. Like we have the data, and if it goes really well, and we'll be adding them along the way. That's pretty much a sure thing. So and for those who doubt, I would there would be like some conflicts with the controls. Don't worry about this. We went further than just thinking that left foot, right foot would be a cool idea. We took time to sit and imagine as many ways to do tricks. So, for example, like pressure flip, the way it's designed right now is if we get there, instead of going down on the stick, you would go up. So you would kind of put yourself in the pocket, and then you would do the scoop. And instead of pushing up for ollie or left right for a flip, you would just go down to take out the foot like you would do as a pressure flip. So kind of same thing for impossible. It's going to go in the same way of controls.
It's this one here.
Yeah, Michael Tremblay. Yeah, this is going to be part of the vert mechanics, lip tricks, hand plants. Maybe not hand plants. Probably like a couple of foot plants, hand plants along the way during early access, but it's not official yet. But yes, every grind will be doable as a stall, and lip tricks will be also available. One will work on the vert mechanics.
And Nips is asking if we can not do the stream while he's driving home the next time.
Nope. Well, you decided to live in England, not us. Your problem.
So we have this weird. Will it really come out in 6 years from now? I don't know if that's a real comment or if it's just a joke. Obviously, if we're just two. If we would have been just two, yeah, maybe 6 years, but the goal is not to make this game come out in 6 years.
Yeah.
We're hoping for a V1 right now release in maybe the end of second quarter, beginning of third quarter 2019. That's for V1, not early access. So that's like next year.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you will end up watching this stream later on, but one thing we can say is we know the game was announced in 2015, but reality is between 2015 and early like 2017, like before March 2017, this is another era of the game. When we first got the funds, the first chunk of funds we had in March 2017, we literally deleted everything and went from Unity to Unreal and we started over the whole thing. We did entirely new mocap session. So the mocap we had for the first project is somewhere in a bin in my personal PC. And pretty much everything that happened before, the only thing we kept was the design. So we know it kind of feels long, but reality is we're only working for what you have there since April 2017. So it's not even a year. So imagine that we've been working on this game for just a year and not 3 years.
Not even a year.
Yeah, exactly, not even a year. So that's pretty much it.
Well, we get a new version in the next months. As mentioned before, yes, you will be getting dev updates. Unfortunately, it won't be like you're going to get one every week or every month. When we have some important features, some important prototype features, as we mentioned in the Kickstarter facts,
Yeah.
that's when we'll be giving you links to new builds. And but it won't be like regularly scheduled. Hey, a build every month, every week, every so
Yeah,
often.
sometimes it's just us optimizing the shaders because they're too expensive, or taking out like optimizing the models and everything. So this is not really something that it's worth sharing to some extent, because it's really like more under the hood kind of things. So I don't think it's going to worth sharing this. But if we're working on cool new features, for example, like now we start to have a working video replay editor, this is something that could end up in a dev build. Will it be in the banks? No. It will be in a gray level, something that you'll be able to try and see how it works. It could end up being in the indoor part, something like this. But it's not going to be an updated indoor part V2 build. It's going to be something really standalone that you'll be able to try.
I see will the bumpers on the controller be used for grabbing your board?
The bumpers, yeah,
yes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can talk a bit more into this, because right now it's just like you press the bumper and then you do a grab. I don't even remember. Is it a mute or indie grab? I don't know. I can't remember. But the thing is, it's going to be really. Can I steal the remote? It's going to be really similar to what you would do on the board, except this time it's going to be your left hand and your right hand. So, for example, if you want to tail grab with your right hand, if you're regular,
not appearing on the screen.
Oh, crap. So you would put your hand down the board and then grab. So you would do a tail grab. So if you want to do a nose grab, it would be like the left bumper and up. So from there you'll be able to, I don't know, roast beef on the right, or I think it's lean anyway. So you'll be able like to just play with how you want to position your hand on the board. So right is going to be like front, nose, back, and so on. So this is how we designed the grabs. So you'll be able to do pretty much every kind of cool grabs. And then after this, if you want to do some handstand, you'll do pretty much kind of similar to what Skate do, is using like the A and X button to choose which foot you want to take out of the board. So yeah, Biniana is going to be really cool. So you will have to take out the foot first and then trigger down to grab. So yeah.
Okay, push down. So
On the stick pressure.
I think we kind of jumped here.
Yeah.
I'm sure it says on Kickstarter, but when is the planned release for XGP?
At the same time as early access.
Yeah. So
Steam early access.
Right now, it's looking as second quarter, end of second quarter of this year.
Yeah.
That's the date we're looking at for Steam and early access.
Sorry.
I see a question here. For skaters with game design interest and experience, opening up the source code could offer an amazing community collaboration. Can we dream of this eventually? Hmm. I guess that will ultimately depend on, I guess, where we are. If we end up finding a publisher, if we end up doing this completely independent. Um, I saw we should go see EA for some money. Well, think of it this way: if we go see EA for some money, then no, we would not be able to share anything
Yeah.
with you guys and have people, look at the source code and whatnot. So that's a hard question to answer. Um,
Yeah. Honestly, I might be totally wrong. I didn't discuss with the EA people in the past, but I doubt we'd be able to do this kind of game with EA or big publishers. I might be totally wrong. I'm open to be proven wrong,
yeah,
but I
so
doubt it.
it's hard to say. I mean, yeah, to say we open up the source code and give everybody, the engine and the sort of session game and here have fun and modify. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
But personally, I don't think it's needed to share the source code to have like a really open method of sharing the game
yeah,
and
and modifying it and
exactly,
adding
yeah.
content to it.
Take Unity as an example. They don't share code, and people build insane amount of cool games. So yeah, source code is not always the answer. Cool. I think I saw a question up there just a bit before. No, I think it's fine.
For Skate we said, should we try to get funded by EA? Would help, wouldn't it? EA or something else? Yeah, like as we mentioned this month, obviously every month until we get the funding we need, we are looking into, getting external sources, whether it's investors, publishers. So when we have more information with that on that front, we'll give you guys an update. But we are not expecting to be able to just make this with the whole session game that we want to make with just the money that was raised from Kickstarter and the money that we had previously from the government grants and funds. So we are always looking to make sure that we get the resources, the people, the money that we need to make session.
Yeah. Jill Nightmare is saying it's an indie nosebone. You're right. That's exactly it. I remember this is like right hand and push the nose. So yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't remembering if it was like backhand or whatever, but yeah, it's an indie. Thanks. Cool. Oh yeah.
This thing just jumped.
Yeah, I think we can also say this is a cool thing. There's this new feature coming up. We're sorry this feature wasn't in the first the prototype build, but the bearings feature is coming. So wheels going to turn. We're sorry about that. So yeah, just a small jokes. I think I saw like some folks like thinking it was not simulation because the wheels weren't turning. Wheels are going to turn. Don't worry about that.
Will we eventually support mods in the finished game? Yes. We definitely would like to have that.
That's the plan. I think Steamwork is awesome. And could also keep session alive for big amount of times. I always like to remember that I'm not even sure if Half-Life would still be a thing if there was no mod or Counter-Strike behind. So I hope it's going to be the same for us. Cool.
There's one here about the search for new devs. Yeah, we did talk about it earlier on. We said we've already added 2 new people to the team, an artist and a junior artist and junior programmer, and we're still looking for another artist and another contract programmer for the moment.
Sorry. Have you fixed the bug that doesn't allow you to do 360 art flip? It's not a bug. It's just like the animation's not there. So I haven't done it. Like it was getting really late. I said, what should I care about adding 360 art flip for the prototype? And I think I started the animation. It kind of was looking like shit, so I decided to just not do it. But will it be in the game? Yeah, yeah, it will be in the game. It's going to be a doable trick. As soon as you do the as soon as we have the flipping speed and scooping speed and catching mechanic, there's going to be a wide range of variations that we'll be able to do in the game. Cool. Will there be an open world? It's kind of small open world. It's going to go by city. Right now we're working with New York. We start the banks, we expand into another section. We'll get to the probably like LES skate park and some cool other New York renowned spots. And then once we'll be able to skate the city and feel like it's big enough, we'll jump into another one. And you guys will choose Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, San Francisco, Philadelphia, wherever. We'll throw a bunch of cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So the open world, that was answered, but for multiple maps for early access, well, you'll have access to the banks and the New York City Hub with the banks and extensions,
exactly.
And obviously all the previous maps that were there so far in the game. I think that's it. Cool. What went into the decision to switch from Unity to Unreal?
Oh.
This guy over here.
My fault.
Yes, he likes things pretty, and it's easier to make things run smoother and prettier on Unreal than it is with Unity. Not to say that you can't do it with Unity, it just takes a little bit more work and a little bit more effort to get that frame rate up when you want to really push the PBR and the realistic look of your graphics. So.
Yeah, and since I'm the princess in the studio, I used to work with Unreal for a decade, so it felt like making sense. But in the end, I think like could have been like Unity, Unreal, whatever. It's a game engine. it's a both are super cool engines.
Yes, they both have pros and cons.
And, like anything. Cool. Have you fixed the button on this side? I answered that. Won't the catching mechanic make the game super hard? Yes, but it's going to be something you can like just turn off. So you'll be able to just like say, you know what, flipping is not for me, catching mechanic is not for me. Fuck this. Whoops. F this. F this.
Beep.
Yeah. There should be like a department at YouTube that beep videos instead of just taking out.
No, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Cool. Will you guys make Montreal spots like Peace Park? I think that'd be cool. It's going to come up like later down the road. Excuse me. I think that'd be cool. After this, what system?
Well, unfortunately, we have no system requirements at the moment. Requirements, especially not for to run the game at 440p. But look at it this way: I think if you have a 1070, like a GeForce 1070, I don't know what the equivalent would be for AMD GeForce 1070 or 1080, maybe even a 980. You're probably going to be able to run, the banks at 1040 at 1440p. I'm not, gonna sign with blood on that, but like I said, we haven't done any minimum requirements or whatnot. But it's fairly safe to say with the 1080 for sure. I mean, that's a pretty powerful video card. So
yeah, well, I think we already have some decent performance, and we're running 1060.
Yeah, we have 1060s with, and it runs what the banks are running at over 60 frames a second. In some cases around 100 frames a second, 80, 90 frames a second. So
yeah, cool. I know there are other priorities. I hope the old school techniques get loves around. Yeah, we've talked about this. No, this is a cool part about session is this is all the kind of stuff that we can easily add into the game later on, and as it grows and as it evolves, we can add some of those cool features. This is definitely something that I see that could work, is that sometimes you get an update and then you can do finger flips. I think that works. So yeah, so will you get injured in the game? Wrecking your ankle, you can play for 3 weeks. As a customer, I'd be so fucking mad and pissed to have this kind of feature. Not to say this is a bad idea, but I think it's a true simulator idea for the game. Now we want to be a sim, but not that sim.
Yeah.
We don't want to have like you to learn kickflip for the next summer or something, and I don't know, like cut the sack in half because you landed on a rail. You have to spend 2 months at the hospital. Cannot have child. I don't know. But yeah, not that far. Okay, so 12, 11. Like, let's take like two other questions, and we'll call it a wrap for the day, and then we'll try to have this because we know there's a lot of people who couldn't show up, so the video is going to be available as a replayable thing.
Yeah, basically from the link we send you, you should be able to watch it, and everybody who got the link, it was sent to everyone who has access to it. So anybody coming in after should have access to the video. If you don't, obviously people who haven't seen this, there's no point in me saying this, but let us know, and I imagine you will. Yeah. Those who haven't seen us will be getting messages, and it should be available.
Cool. What else? Is there another questions? Music in the game or artist confirmed, or would you like to have? This is a good question. There's a lot of design behind the music right now. Since it's a game that grows and evolves along the way, it's kind of difficult to just say like, okay, we stick to this playlist, and you have to deal with this playlist for years to come. We'd love to have big artists, like really well-known artists. They're expensive. We have to license the songs, and this is really costly. So we'll check. We want to have a really rad playlist, but we also want to have like us. We're indie developers. We'd like to have more indie emergent artists and so on. So we'll try. It's going to be something that will grow and evolve the same way as the game. It's really funny because there's this guy, Jordan Carbo. First, I thought it was written John Cardiel. I was, oh shit! Sorry, it's a groupie thing. So I think your name really looks like John Cardiel, and I would have probably shit my pants if John Cardiel would have been in the stream. Okay, how do people apply? It's jobs@crea-turestudios.com. I'm gonna let Vince write it down.
Why did I put a capital C?
Yeah.
Did it put a space there?
No, it's just like a weird thing. Anyway, I think it's because of the at it created. Okay, so guys, I paid $40 back for the game, but my computer is crap as hell. I kind of want to buy PS4 exclusive, but well, the best position here. You should have read the Kickstarter, man. I'm sorry that it doesn't run well. Hopefully,
with updates and
optimization, it should go up well.
Yeah.
But as we said in the Kickstarter campaign many times, we won't have a PS4 version at the moment. We're focusing on PC and Xbox Early Access during the entire Early Access period. And when the official game will come out in 2019, we'll look at other platforms. So yeah, that's all we can say. Actually, this is it. And 2019 is far. So let's focus more into present and near future, making sure that PC Xbox One is fucking awesome. And after this, like porting is going to be the next step for us. Cool. MP3 support like GT. Wow. MP3 is almost as old as Laserdisc. Yes, I think that'd be cool to have MP3s. This is definitely something. No, muting the volume, having your playlist play in the background. It's always doable. That's for sure. So
But
maybe
not muting. They want like actual support in game to run your own library.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But this is something we could look into.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't think about that, but
yeah, I thought MP3 was dead.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Board breaking. Will we have board breaking? I don't know. At the moment, it's not really designed. It's another kind of frustrating features, I would say. I feel like it. Might be an option. You can just check on and say, okay, I want like from time to time I have some board that breaks if I'm doing some gnarly gaps or whatever. So yeah. One last question, and we call it a wrap. And we'll try to.
I think that's it. Other than the one, did you guys find the catch mechanic?
I'm gonna try to find a question that we didn't answer yet.
Would you guys ever need somebody to manage marketing part of the game, or already have one?
Eventually,
yes,
maybe.
Yes.
Right now, the first attempt to this is to have our community manager helping us out. No, it was kind of difficult to find the right person because we're making a skate game and we want to make sure that if we receive some skate questions, the community manager, usually you get like this guy who come from marketing school or just game and is not especially a skateboarder, and then receive a message of hey, can you like I don't know, like maybe a 1080 dick flip. Yeah, you can do this in the game. We want someone that understands the culture as well. So yeah. So we start with the community manager. Marketing is going to be something later on. It's expensive. Might be just more on a contract basis thing for now. So yeah. Sorry if I missed the answer. Could you describe what is the party pack? Okay, I'm taking this last one, and then after this we have to go eat. I'm starving.
Yeah.
So yeah, so party pack is 3 ways to make the game, to play the game. It's going to be based on a turn-based thing for now, for early access one, since we're not having multiplayer. So yeah, so it's a traditional skate game. It's going to be, I think it's going to be more into this, whether you just like go flat skate game, like traditional, or more one-up kind of things that you can do, like maybe a more small line, and then you get one-up on this. This is still to debate, but it's going to be something around those lines. The skate or dice, well, it's a game of skate or dice. It's kind of a dictated skate game, and after this, the spot battle is yeah, it's pretty much trying to kill that new spot and having this feature of having folks saying like, no, this was the best line and whatnot. So that's pretty much it about these things. So yeah, so that's about it. I would say that all the questions that didn't get answered, keep it for next month. We're gonna have this 30 minutes thing every monthly builds. So
yeah, we'll try to keep it along that format where we'll give the updates at first and then answer questions for the second half.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. It'll all depend. You know, we'll wing it, but it'll usually be around an hour and a half at most. Every update.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like dick flip. I'm sorry, I stole this from a YouTube video of this guy. I don't know. I think he was really funny. He was in this yoga balloon thing, playing flute and reviewing. I think it was a Thrasher, Skid and Destroy. The guy looked drunk, and he started to use dick flip. And I think it was really funny. Um, so yeah, so it's my new word. Like if I want to, I think I heard like another funny trick from someone on Twitch. There was like the sack tap.
What?
And another one I can't remember. Anyway, I like to use those funny words to describe shitty skateboarding slang or gaming, whatever. So I think 1080 dick flip is a perfect example of nonsense. Cool. All right. So enough with this. Yeah, I know a sack tap is a real trick. I think it's a really cool and funny trick, but still, I don't know. It feels funny, like 900 sack tap. Sounds cool. Sounds funny.
Nice.
Enough with this. All right, cool guys. Thanks.
Thanks a lot,
thanks
yeah.
again. Have a good month. We'll send over like the creature Discord in the upcoming days, so we'll be able to join, and from there we'll be able to exchange and discuss furthermore. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
See you next time. Actually, you'll see us. We won't see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See us next time.
Yeah.